A week on from their meeting in the league, Celtic and Hibernian clash in knockout football after Brendan Rodgers' side overpowered their opponents in the capital last Sunday. And there's a real buzz of positivity, of anticipation around Celtic Park with the season, albeit at an early stage. But the league champions are looking so impressive so far. So 1 week on from the victory in Easter Road, and Brendan Rodgers makes just the one change. Kyogo is suffering from a continuation of his shoulder problem, so Dyson Maeda is given the nod up front, with new permanent signing Adam Ida amongst the substitutes. Nicholas Kuhn and captain Callum McGregor were the scorers last Sunday, while Kasper Schmeichel makes his bow in this competition. David Gray looks for a different approach this weekend, a change in shape as Rocky Bashiri comes in to form a back three alongside fellow new arrivals Warren O'Hara and Marvin Ekpiteta. Nathan Mariah Welsh comes into the middle of the park with Martin Boyle partnering Mikola Kukarevic in attack. Joe Newell is the new club captain. Kasper Schmeichel, who fills all that experience that Celtic lost with the retirement of Joe Hart.
And I'm reliably informed that I don't think he's actually made a save this season so far. Something that Hibs will obviously have to try to rectify if they've got any hope of making an impact in this game.
Kuhn and Tati. Maeda! Celtic off and running in lightning quick fashion. Inside 4 minutes, and the Japanese combination, Hitati to Maeda, and Kyogo, their main marksman, may be out, but Maeda can certainly fill in up top, and he gets the opening early goal.
Well, you can see he's onside. Rocky Bashiri's trying to pass him on to Jordan Obita. They don't do it well enough, and then it just deflects off of Ekpiteta as he's trying to make the challenge and lifts it over the goalkeeper. But look, that run in behind, it's a sore one for Hibs to take there. The little deflection, would the goalkeeper have got it? Perhaps not. Look at that gap in there. That's far too big. Rocky Bashiri is getting dragged into Matt O'Reilly when O'Reilly's just dropping slightly, and the gap between Obita and him, it becomes between Obita and Ekpiteta, who's playing in the centre of the three, and it's too big. It's too big for the likes of O'Reilly then to spin and drive into it, or another player to go and attack it.
Nicholas Kuhn with the ball over the top for Dyson Maeda. He's got it beyond the goalkeeper. What a wonderful finish. Dyson Maeda, the double. Celtic have two. They're oozing confidence, and they're blowing Hibernian out of the Premier Sports Cup.
Well, Hibs just can't defend, Rory. It's in the same area that I was just talking about, but even on this occasion, you see Bashiri, he's just too far forward. He isn't as bad as he has been, but they still get exposed because of the energy and the drive of the Celtic players to move forward. That's a great goal, by the way, from Maeda. He's under serious pressure from Ekpiteta coming in here. Strength, gets the touch into the back of the net. But that's where they're killing them. In between the wing backs and the centre half, the gaps are far too big, and Celtic have been ruthlessly exposing Hibs.
Forrest. Hitati looks for Maeda again, and he hooks it over his shoulder and just over the top. It's another delightful move.
Well, it's all the players that are running off the ball. Greg Taylor runs here, he drives a bit of space for Hitati, and then he slips it nicely into Maeda.
Kukarovic, oh what a header that is! And Hibs right back in this tie. They barely laid a glove on Celtic up till now, but all it takes is one chance, and Mikola Kukarovic heads in, and Hibs are alive again.
That is an absolutely outstanding finish. I just wonder whether he keeps himself on side, but that header is top class. You see here, Kasper Schmeichel has absolutely no chance. He's still not been able to make a save. It's in the back of the net. Oh, it'll be tight. It'll be very, very tight. I think he's just off the back of Rio Hatate.
Alistair Johnston, the Canadian, is back on. Ekpiteta. And Lewis Miller, chance to deliver. Does well to hook his foot around that one. And now Nicky Cadden gets the shot away. And Kasper Schmeichel makes a save for Celtic.
That was good play from Hibs. Good ball over the top from Ekpiteta there. Greg Taylor just gets caught a little bit. Lewis Miller able to keep it in, and Celtic just looking a little bit anxious there. Nicky Cadden able to get the strike away in the end. And you're right, Kasper Schmeichel makes the save, but very comfortable for the Dane.
O'Reilly to McGregor, and now O'Reilly again. Kuhn on the edge. Kuhn knocks it just over the top.
Well, that's a great opening there for Kuhn. It's a lovely reverse pass from Greg Taylor here, perfectly weighted. You can see Campbell's trying to intercept, but he can't get there. That's a pretty poor miss in the end. You can see from the reverse angle he misses by a fair distance. He's got all the time to set himself. There was big gaps that we spoke about in that first half, in particular between Bashiri and Obita, Ekpiteta and Obita, and Cadden coming in.
Here's Forrest. Well, it opened up nicely for him. Joe Newell turns to his teammates and asks how Forrest was able to ease through there.
Cuts inside, you can see there that Martin Boyle and Lewis Miller just not communicating with each other. Silent. Both end up going with the man on the outside and leaving the inside channel open for Forrest to drive into.
And Borsig has been closed down by Nicholas Kuhn. Celtic have their third and restore the two-goal cushion. But what were Hibernian doing at the back there? They have been fully punished. And with that, have Celtic booked their place in the Premier Sports Cup quarter-finals.
Well, I mean, look, they've been trying to play out here. On occasions they've played over the top and had a good outball, but that ball back from Ekpiteta isn't the best. And in Borsig, the goalkeeper, this has a nightmare as well. Doesn't deal with it well enough. Celtic shuffle down and push them down the right-hand side, but here it's that pressure from Maeda that doesn't allow Ekpiteta to play it longer. And his ball back to the goalkeeper is perhaps just not close enough, but the goalkeeper's got to do far better. He can see Nicholas Kuhn closing him down, and he doesn't react.
It's Palmer. Bernardo sidesteps one and then looks to feed that through to Ida. Palma, Bernardo gets it back. Luis Palma for number 4 takes aim at that low corner. And wide it goes, and only just.
Well, I just wonder when it comes back to him whether he could have just kept going into the box. You can see the gaping hole in the middle of the Hibs defence. Just keep going. Doesn't need to take the strike from the edge of the box.
Competitor, or second debut rather. That Celtic will be more than happy to head through and into the quarter-final draw for this season's Premier Sports Cup. It looks stage, 2-0 up through Dyson Maeda, but Hibernian hit back and made things very interesting, but it was Celtic who had too much for the Edinburgh side in that second half. Maeda, the man filling in for Kyogo, and what a job he did. It was Kuhn who added the third in the second half. Celtic march on in the Premier Sports Cup. The full-time score, Celtic 3, Hibernian 1.